You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nini Chong, and I will be bringing my co-host up.
Hi,
Zu.
Nini. Hi, everyone. Hi, Nini. How are you?
Oh, I can't hear you, Zu. Hang on, yeah.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
just see what is going on.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Zu?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Let me see.
Anything can happen on a live show, isn't it?
Don't worry.
Thanks, baby.
It'll all be okay.
Can you hear me?
Let me just reload the page, yeah?
Okay. Hi. Hi, Nini. Can you hear me
Yes,
now?
I can hear you now.
Yes, so happy.
Yes, thank
How are you?
goodness, right? I'm good.
Yeah, as I
How
was
was your
saying, anything
day
can happen.
today?
I'm sorry.
How was your day today?
How's my day? Well, my day was good, but the thing is that I have a little bit of a feeling on heavy. No, I'm feeling heavy on the shoulders now because I'm doing a story for Marketing in Asia. I'm doing a story on acid attack victims in India. So
Okay.
this kind of story normally gives you this really heavy feeling because you feel like there's so much things you want to do for these people, but you can't. So yeah, so the story is coming out next week on Marketing in Asia. Just keep a lookout for that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But
yeah.
on the whole, I'm okay.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck, right? And you do feel better because you're already doing something good because you're already writing about them, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to highlight. The situation over there with the magazine. Yeah.
Yeah. That is really,
Mm-hmm.
really good. Okay,
Thank you.
so
Yeah.
just a little background, as usual, what Her Rise story is about. It's about, challenge stories or adversities that leaders would go through, leaders in business, community leaders, um, leaders in the corporate world, the kind of challenges that we go through as women or men, what kind of challenges do we actually go through,
Right.
and what kind of mental model and what kind of mindset that we need to have, or these leaders would use to overcome this adversity or challenges. So
Exactly.
yeah, right. Because
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think that the two of us have been learning so much, right, Zoo,
Oh
over
my
the
God.
past 3 episodes.
Like seriously, and those ladies comes with a lot of experience, a lot of chunks of nuggets, which nuggets of wisdom, and yeah, we learn a lot from them. And today we're going to learn a lot of new things as well from our guests.
Yes. So we have Sumati. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you this. Have you met Sumati
Hmm.
before this?
No, I have not. So this is the first time meeting her. And I just when we first did the introduction earlier, I just love this calmness about her. She's really calm, and I like that.
Yeah. So I felt
Yeah,
like I was like a little kid, like jumping around, and so I had to like I'm like this, yeah.
yeah,
I
like
think
tone down a
sometimes.
little. Yeah, I think she'll be able to tone us down, both of us.
Right? Yeah. So it's a good mix that we have. So I guess that will bring Sumati up, right?
Yeah, let's do that. Sumati
Yeah.
Krishnan.
Sumati Krishnan.
Yeah. Hi, Sumati.
Hi, ladies. How are you? Hi, Zoo. Hi, Nini.
Hi,
Hi.
we're good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Wonderful. Yeah. So Sumati is a communication skills trainer. And I'm sure we're going to learn a lot from you, Sumati, with regards to communications and, the soft skills and all that. I can't wait to get into it.
Hopefully, I can
And
share something positive today.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll let you do the introduction, Zoo, about why we are congratulating Sumati.
Yes, Sumati is one of our holders of Marketing in Asia's LinkedIn Top 100 Personalities in Malaysia. You should follow in 2020. And as I said yesterday, these 100 people in the list are out of 5 million users of LinkedIn in Malaysia. We've sieved through and we've come up with all this cream of the crop, like 100 of them. So it means something, seriously.
Thank you. That's very humbling, and that's very surprising and very humbling as well. Because I think now, especially last year and this year, we have seen more Malaysians going using LinkedIn as a platform, social media platform. So I mean, like to be in that list is really a humbling experience.
Hmm. Yeah. So tell us more about you, Sumati.
Thanks, Nee. Okay. My name is Sumati Krishnan. Krishnan is actually my father's name, but actually his real name is K.R. Krishnan Kuti. It's quite a mouthful, so I just shorten it to Sumati Krishnan. I've been using that everywhere since I started working. I'm the youngest in a family of six siblings, and my family is most of them, my family members are in KL, and a few of them are in overseas. And I'm married, have got two gorgeous daughters. They are 18 and 19. Both of them are attending college. And I've been doing corporate training. I'm the principal consultant and director of Stratford Training and Consultancy. We are based in Kuala Lumpur. And I've been doing training for the past 17 years. Yes.
17 years is a long time.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
still surviving. Yes.
Good for you. And I love the name Stratford. What's the story behind the name Stratford, Sumati?
Oh, okay. Stratford is the place of birth of Shakespeare, actually, Stratford upon Avon.
Hmm.
And I think about, I mean, I went twice to UK, and I love this place. You know, when I went to this place called Stratford, I love the place. It's like the typical English village, right? It's so beautiful. And when I started the company 17 years ago, I wanted to focus on English program as one of the main programs. But eventually, I ended up doing other programs as well. But I somehow liked the name Stratford, and I thought when I was in UK, I thought one day I'm going to have a company, and I'm going to call it Stratford Training. So that's how the
Wow.
name. Yeah, I got the name.
Wow. And look where you are now. Yeah. And he stays with you for 17 years too.
Yep, yep.
So are you a literature fan?
Unfortunately, no, I did not take English literature when I was in school or college. And I did modern literature, but not Shakespearean literature.
Hmm.
I was more into TESOL, teaching English as second language. In fact, my first degree and my second degree are in TESOL and not in English literature. But I love the quotes by Shakespeare.
Hmm.
Very
Okay.
profound. It's very meaningful, and certain Sundays I will share them on LinkedIn, just to for everyone to enjoy that and appreciate that. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Well, what is it about Shakespeare that you love so much, Sumati? Just curious.
Yeah, I mean, I think like not only Shakespeare, but all these thinkers, all these philosophers and poets, like even Rumi. Last week I had a
Mm,
quote from him. These people lived on this planet Earth about 200, 300 years ago, but their thinking from that time, they are still relevant for us now. Yeah, whatever
right,
that they have said like 200, 300 years ago are still very important and still very relevant for us. And if you read like one quote of Shakespeare, it makes you think, it makes you ponder, and it like really makes you wonder about things. Yeah.
right, right. Yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, there are many quotes of Rumi, many quotes of Shakespeare. I mean, I love these two people, and you just immerse yourself in the quotes, and you just like have a great time. I mean, I find joy in those kind of things. Yeah.
right. Nini, I can't help think. I think Sumathi is a romantic person. Are you a romantic?
Ah, right, right.
Shakespeare,
And even
Rumi,
even
come on.
the baju color, apa,
Pink, kan?
right?
Romantic, but I just that I appreciate these things. I appreciate yeah, beauty in small things. Yeah.
Because you know why? Both me and Zoo, we are image consultant. So,
Yes.
so
So,
we kind of, just like how in communication, right? So on image, there are certain things that when we look at you, and then when the things that would interest you and the colors you wear, our eyes would look out for those things.
we pick out these little things, huh, Nini?
And how calm she is, right?
Oh my God, you are so calm compared to the both of us.
My daughters hear me, I mean, hear you guys saying I'm romantic, they'll be laughing.
Ah.
Thank you.
Oh,
Okay. So, how how did it feel like, right, when when it was announced that you are the 100? It's a mouthful again, Zoo.
marketing in Asia's LinkedIn personalities in Malaysia you should follow in 2020. I cheated because I write it down, so it's a mouthful.
Yeah. So when they announced it, right? So, what was the feeling, and what did your friends say? What did your team say? Uh, how was it for you?
I think it was like very surprising because actually I was in the list last year as well. So I did not expect to be in the list this year. But it was a very pleasant surprise. I think my family members, they were all very happy for me. And they do know that I spend quite a bit of time on LinkedIn more than any other social media. Um, and I think over the past 1 year, I've made lots and lots of friends, good connections, I would say, on LinkedIn. So it has, I mean, it was a very pleasant surprise. Um, and as you said, like so with so many people on LinkedIn nowadays, to
Yes.
be in that list of 100 people, I mean, it's really amazing. I mean, I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah,
Mm.
we take a long time. We really sit down and sift through everybody. So yeah, you have to be really proud of this. Seriously, the
Yes,
top
yes,
100
yes.
people. Yeah, yeah. I'm very curious. What are the significant challenges? You are successful. Yeah, you're a successful person, successful woman. What are the significant challenges that you have to face? Um, to be the person that you are today.
I think, okay, let me start from the earlier part of my life, which is like when I was a student. I think I don't come from a very wealthy family, but we were a very normal, average family. But we were very. I mean, I felt very happy, and I grew up, and I didn't have a lot of luxuries that my kids have nowadays. We even, in fact, my father didn't have a car. We didn't go out much, right? But I think most of the time we were at home, and I think like holiday means I remember it's just going to my uncle's house, my aunt's house, and that was a very happy moment for us, right? We remember that with fondness. Um, So at those times when we didn't have a lot of things, I used to think that one day I'm going to get all this. One day I'm going to get a car. One day I'm going to be successful. One day I'm going to be rich. I'm going to buy all the clothes that I want. Because I think, honestly, most of the time, I got uh, 2 or 3 pairs of new dresses a year. So that's quite pathetic or sad, I think. Um, so I used to think those times that I'm going to make a lot of money one day, and I'm going to buy things one day. So I think those things kept burning, and it kind of like motivated me, inspired me to do well in life.
Mm-hmm.
There were times when I felt like I'm not going anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
but I still just followed because I think someone up there has better plans for me. So I just went along. I had my faith. I kept my faith. I went along, and one thing led to the other. I was fortunate enough to get into one of the local universities. Then even before I graduated, I got a job, right? And it was all happening. um, some things were not in my plan, but it was all happening very well. So at that time I used to think that there is some other power there out there that has a certain plan for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just going along, and I was very happy with where it was taking me. Right? Sometimes I was not sure what to do, what course to take, what is my next course of action, right? But somehow the decisions were made for me. So I'm glad that I came through that. One of the biggest challenges was when I started the company Stratford Training about 17 years ago. Um, I had zero clients. The first year, I think I had one client who paid my fee was like about 3,000 for that entire year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I used to think, where am I going to get another client, right? And those days I used to operate from home, right? So my husband was very supportive, and he used to say, "No, don't worry about anything. I didn't have to pay anything. The cost of buying things or whatever, the household items." He said, "Just focus on your business and do that." Then he used to give me lots of advice. Why don't you do this? Why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? So the first 2 years, I read somewhere that if you don't make it in the first 2 or 3 years, you're gone, right? So in the first year, it was terrible. I had one client. In the second year, I think I had a few more clients, right? Then my confidence level increased. And from the third year onwards, I would say that, business was picking up. And I was like, phew, I think I'm on the right track. Because there were times when I used to think that, I'm just going to close all this, quit all this. I'm going to join a company and be a training manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I wanted to have my own company. I wanted to have the freedom, the time, things, a bit of flexibility to do things, right? So that was my biggest challenge at that time.
Mm-hmm. Wow. But glad you
What
stayed.
may I ask? What made you? Sorry, Zu. What made you want to start a training company?
Um, Before Stratford Training, I was with another training company. You see, okay, why training is because I realize I am, you have to be good in something, right? We all are gifted in
Mm.
one skill, one area, right? So I felt that I was good at teaching, sharing knowledge, sharing information. Prior to, right after I graduated, I was actually teaching at University of Science Malaysia in Penang, and I found that I really loved teaching. I really loved engaging with the students, right? And so that is what I wanted to do. Just that when it's with a corporate client, with a corporate company, your participants are working adults, they are not students, right? But I still feel that I can contribute positively to them. I love training. Um, so
Mm.
that is why I came into training.
Hmm. Okay. Since we were talking about training now, public speaking, because you train people in public speaking, is one of the word that makes people jittery. Because I think even for me, I don't know about Nini, but for me, even after many years of doing this, if you have to speak in public, there's always this jitters, right? So, what is your advice for people who wants to venture into this public speaking arena?
Okay. You are asking for some tips on this?
Hmm.
First and foremost,
I want
you go
free tips.
through
Free tips.
it. Yes, yes.
We're cheapskate that way.
Well, Singaporean, right? We like free things.
I pun nak tahu bila lagi kan nak free consultation live lagi.
Kan?
Some people, they have the gift of the gab, right? They can just you put them anywhere. They can just talk and talk and talk, right? Like some people say, they can even sell ice to the Eskimos. Yeah.
Mm.
But there are the others who are very knowledgeable, but they have jitters when it comes to speaking on stage or speaking. Even if there are only 3 or 4 people, they would
Yeah.
have that nervousness, right? So what I would suggest to them is, firstly, you need to do your preparation. You need to know what you're going to present. You need to know what they want to listen. Your audience wants to listen from you. So do the preparation first. Find out what is it that they are looking for. What is their pain points? And if you're providing a solution, make sure the solution is something that they can afford, which is practical to them, relevant to them, and all that. Yeah. So the preparation part is the first part. The second part is you need to mind your body language. You need to mind your language and your body language. Yeah. You need to do a lot of preparation and rehearsals. In fact, this morning I had posted 2 tips on this on LinkedIn. Yeah, do a lot of rehearsals, at least 3 or 4 times. Go with the slides and ask questions. I mean, do it in a place where you are actually doing the entire presentation. So if your presentation is about 20 minutes, do the entire thing and make sure you don't have any what do you call that problems or any hiccups in between. Yeah. So do the preparation. And I think a very important part in this is also to overcoming our nervousness. And what I would normally suggest is, of course, your planning, your preparation, your rehearsal, and learn to focus. Yeah, learn to focus on the right things. So don't worry, don't focus so much on ourselves. Focus on what the client wants or the customer wants to listen. So the energy is not like spent on worrying about, me falling down, I'm going to do something wrong, right? So don't spend that energy in negative thoughts like that, but think positive, like go there and I would always say, like, visual the night before, just before you go to sleep, and say, think of this, like you're going to do a presentation and your boss is going to come and give you a pat on your shoulder and you are standing there beaming with joy. Your clients are very happy with your presentation. So think positive, visualize positive things, and that becomes a reality, right? So don't like negative things like, oh my God, I'm going to talk and suddenly, the mic is not going to work, my laptop is going to crash. So don't think all those negative things, because you are inviting those things.
Very good tips. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask. Sorry, you were saying?
And one last thing I would say is, it's good to have a post-mortem after the presentation. Now, post-mortem sounds very morbid. It's good to have a review after the presentation. So what you could do is ask your boss or your colleague, if he's there, ask for frank and honest feedback. Say, like, how was the presentation? Was I clear? Was I using too many fillers? Like, right? Did I look confident? Was it boring? Were there too many words on the slides? So get them to give honest feedback, and you're good to go.
Okay. So
Okay.
very Toastmaster like that, right? Because we have our assessor during Toastmaster every time after giving a speech. Then there is the how many R's, how many
And the
fillers.
Q&A as well.
and then all those things, right? But I want to ask you this question, because this is one thing that I think I've not done before in the realm of training a person. um, how challenging is it to develop a public speaker?
It's the biggest challenge is to get the participant out of his or her comfort zone. We
Okay.
all are used to doing things in a particular way, right? So let's say I have a 40-year-old participant. He comes there for 40 years. He has been doing things in a certain way. And when he comes for the program, suddenly I'm telling him, you have a habit of using actually at the beginning of every sentence. Have you heard that before?
Chili?
Some
Actually.
some people, yeah, some people would start a sentence with actually, I think
Oh,
it's going to work, but actually this,
My
right?
favorite filler is right.
Yes, we have some fillers, but fillers are not so bad. If you don't, I mean, yeah, if you don't use too many of them. So the thing is this: when you're so used to saying right, 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 and then I tell you, Nini, in your 10-minute presentation, you were using 26 rights.
Mhm.
Now, how do you feel? Huh? That many, right? 26
did I do that?
rights. Yeah, we had people. So I'm going to say, I want you to minimize the usage of right. Can you do that? Then you're going to ask me like, how am I going to do that? So when the minute your mind is like your mouth is going to say the word right, you stop yourself. So we are taking the participants out of their comfort zone and ask them to do something a little bit differently. Like I've seen participants like who are even shy to give eye contact, right? Now I'm using right. And they are
Yeah,
so,
it's contagious.
It's contagious.
so they are presenting in front, but they're not giving eye contact to the audience. So I will have a chat with them. Say, how come you're not giving eye contact? I feel very shy. I feel very nervous. But you can't communicate with people without giving eye contact, right?
Mhm.
It,
Yeah.
it's a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult. Now you're conscious of the word right, isn't it?
Yeah, the RAS is on or is switched on now, right? Now, right? Word of the day, right?
So you are getting people to come out of their comfort zones. So we are telling them, don't do this. It's distracting. Try doing this. So
Mm.
you see a success rate, a better success rate when they want to do the change, when they want to change themselves, right? And one of the things we do in a presentations program is actually we record their presentation. Those days we used to have mini DVD camcorders and all that stuff. Now we just take their phones and record for them for the 10 minutes, and we get them to watch their own presentation. So when they look at themselves presenting, they're saying like, "Oh my god, I'm moving too much. Oh my god, I'm not giving eye contact. I'm doing this. I'm doing that." So we tell them on the second day, you got to choose one or two areas and try to
Mm.
improve on that. Yeah. For example, sometimes even the voice projection is not good enough, it's not clear, words are mumbled, and so on, right? So we ask them to focus on one or two areas and try to improve on that. So again, the challenge is they need to get out of their comfort zone and do something differently. Then you see a better success rate.
Mm.
Okay. Zoo, may I? May
Okay.
I? I just
Yes.
want to continue with this.
Sure.
So let's play devil's advocate right now. Yeah. So for example, right? I'm asking because I'm that way and I'm cheapskate that way. I'm getting like free consultation now. Kan? So I've always struggled with script because I suka cakap lah kan, I potpet, right? So right, like it is now. Then
Mhm.
every time that I have anything on script, I will not be at my 100%. So I can have a guideline, but if I have a script to follow, then my mind is, terribly conscious about whether I'm delivering the script or not, like that. So I tried Toastmaster. I didn't get to CC10, but I I like how they teach us how to do the scripting and all that, how to build your speech and all that lah kan. But how would off the cuff, right, to be more structured in the way we speak so that we are not all over the place. Because sometimes, again, when you already warm up, kan, or when you're on stage, or you already warm up, and you just want to say anything and everything, especially when you're goofy like me, you just tend to make that silly, silly jokes while you're on stage, and you thought that, alamak, why did I say that, right? So how we, because you mentioned this just now, before I say the word, I stop myself. But if my mouth move faster than my brain, then how? Right? Because
Great
there are
question.
times that it's just like that, and it's suddenly keluar dah, right? So
Okay,
what do I do?
I'll hear you. Now there are two things I would like to say. Firstly, is you always have to be aware of your audience, who you are speaking with, who you are speaking to. So that's very important. So if it is a casual chat like this, like what we're having, you can tell your jokes. It's fine, yeah. But when you are presenting your ideas, your solutions to, let's say, a group of people who are very conservative, these are the typical CEOs, very old-fashioned, then very fuddy-duddy, and they're sitting there very serious. Now, would you want to go there and be goofy, right? And you are trying to be funny, and they're like, "Hello," right? So
Mm,
you've got to be careful with your audience. The second thing is this: if you're talking about a speech, it's very different from a business presentation. Yeah. In speech, it's normally scripted and you just stick to the script. Of course, you can say, add one or two jokes. But in business presentations, we don't use a script.
Mm,
So we would usually visualize our slides to guide us.
okay.
mm,
Yeah. So
mm.
most of the time it's unscripted. So when you look at the points, it should trigger your mind to start speaking on the next thing. Right? So I never encourage my participants to memorize any script when they go and present because it's disastrous. If they forget one or two words, you can see the panic in their eyes, right? So I say, don't memorize. Use the visual aids as a guide. When you see the word, the key phrase, just look at that and start elaborating.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's very good tip.
There's the
Seriously.
word right
Yeah,
on
excellent.
screen. There's the
Yeah,
word
that
right.
needs
Yeah,
to be
exactly. I'll catch that.
right.
Right. So, my question, Sumati. So,
Yes, dear.
how do you compare? Because you've been in this industry for 17 years, how different are participants from yesteryears compared to now? Are people more forthcoming? The Gen Zs, are they more like forthcoming, more open, or how is that?
Hmm. Interesting question. Now, I I find the younger generation, they come
Mhm.
from like a mixed group. In one hand, I have those who can articulate well, who can speak very well, but at the same time, there are some who are not comfortable speaking in front of people, right?
Mm.
And they really look uncomfortable. I don't know. Maybe I should blame it on the gadgets. Many of them don't want to speak in front in public. They really need to sharpen their skills in communicating with people, right? And
Right.
even more when they have to speak in front of people. I think that's a big challenge. So when it's like
Mm,
texting, when it's like talking to oneself, that's fine. But when you have to speak in front of people, giving eye contact, you see the younger generation. I'm not blaming them, but the thing is, that's how they are. They are forever, right? Like this, right? And
right.
you don't see them engaging in conversations.
Mm,
So when you ask a question, you might get a one-word answer or a two-word answer, and you ask them to explain, and they're like, huh? Right? And but I'm not saying this applies to everyone, but many of them are like that.
There's also like discomfort, right? When you talk to people face to face these days, I
Yes.
normally don't see eye contacts as well. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, so they should come see you, get themselves trained.
Yep.
Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, so um, I know that being in the training industry, the training and development industry is could be quite challenging. Um, so for you personally as a training provider, the business owner of a training provider, what was the most significant challenge throughout your 17 years of being in the industry?
Staying alive.
Staying
Yeah.
alive?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
talk more about that.
you have so many people who are doing soft skills. Now they are calling it
Mm,
essential skills. Yes, I agree to that. So many of trainers, so many trainers are doing communication skills, right? So how do you stay relevant and how do you stay competitive? So that is the biggest challenge, right? In fact,
mm,
my clients who were training managers in organizations before, they have set up their own companies now. They wanted to do
mm,
freelance, or they want to start their own companies. They have joined other people. So the competition is there, and how do you create a niche for yourself? How do you remain competitive? That is the biggest challenge.
mm,
Okay. Um,
mm,
well, personally, the challenges that you go through. So, for example, I shared with you just now that there was one time that in a year there are only, instead of 4 trainings a week, we had like 4 trainings in half a year, and um, you know um, sometimes chasing after payment is quite crazy. After a done job, and they tend not to answer your calls anymore, those
Yep.
kind of things. Yeah, what is it for you? I'm genuinely curious to know what kind of challenges would a 17 year old training provider company would go through.
Um, I think the biggest challenge is, as I said, being competitive. The other thing that I've realized is, I realized this way back that it's not what you know, it's who you know in the industry. Now, um, that is very, very important. I think in many businesses, it's like that, right? It's not what you know, it's not what you have, it's who you know out there. Yeah.
mm,
So you could have the best programs or the best product, but the thing is, do you know someone in this company? Do you have good relationship with this particular person? So to me, that is also very important. I have had, I'm very fortunate to have had some clients who trust me and have given me the opportunity to work with them even though they have not tried me before. So they said, no, let's try you out. And then when they try one program, they like it, and then they, keep calling me. So that is very good. I'm very fortunate in that sense. And most of the clients I'm working with now, they are on that basis, like they tried me once and move on. But there are also clients that I have to say goodbye because they are in favor of someone else, right?
mm,
It's always like that connection that's there, right? The cable that's there that's stronger.
mm,
So I think that is the reality in not only in training but in any other business. It's who you know. Yeah, so that is a big challenge. So learning from that, what I have to do is I have to firstly I have to show that I know something, that I have good stuff, and secondly is to build rapport with the decision makers out there.
Hmm. Yeah. How long does it take you? Did it take you at the beginning, from the start, uh, to be to be kind of solid in the
Solid
industry?
in business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took
Yeah.
me about 2 years. Yeah,
Okay.
just 2 years to get back on my feet. Even though I had
Mm.
2 years of training prior to this company, I needed about 2 years just to be financially stable, and then you start going out.
Right.
So it's yeah, it will take at least 2 to 3 years to be stable. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. That's not too bad at all, isn't it? 2 years is, yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
good.
but yeah,
Hmm.
at that time, like, okay, work was not in high volume, but over the years, like once you have built the trust and your clients are happy with your performance, happy with the results that you have shown,
Hmm.
then they tend to give you more work. For example, they might have taken me for an English program, but then they look at my rapport with the participants and they say like, can you do this? Can you do customer service? Can you do presentation? So they move on to other programs. And so I only do 4 programs actually. I don't do that many programs. My core programs are only four. I do presentations, customer service, business writing, and business English. So I
Hmm.
focus on this and on these 4 programs, and I just go and do this, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, in that sense, you have to build the trust. You have to show results. You have to prove to them that you're worth it.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this question, right? Because we can't get away from this show without talking about our mommy journey at work or in business. Being a trainer, right? So my dad would say this to me when I'm scolding my kids, right? You're a trainer. How could you say things like that? That kind of thing. So um, what kind of challenge, how challenging it is with, the people see you a certain way, people kind of expect you to be a certain way, speak a certain way, act a certain way, right? While bringing up your two daughters who are now entering adulthood already soon, right? So how is it like? What was the most significant challenge, or in just bringing them up as a mom? What kind of challenges do you go through?
I think the expectations you mentioned just now is there that I mean, whoever it is would expect, as a trainer, they would expect me to be bubbly, lively. Maybe like Nini, you are a better qualified person to be a trainer because like it's nice to have some goofy trainers, but I'm not like that. I'm actually an introvert. I only when I'm in the training room, I speak to my participants. I engage well. I handle the questions and all that. But once it's done, when I go home, I just want to, keep quiet and go back into my shell. But
Hmm.
the expectation is, I guess, to manage the kids and their expectations as well. So the biggest challenge would be like, even though you are out there training 9 to 5, like 3 days a week in a row, but when you come back, you have um, your kids asking you things. I think kids nowadays, they are very demanding. They want your attention more than anything else, and
Hmm.
they want you to listen to every word they are saying. And sometimes you know when I sit down after a bath, that's the time I'm checking my phone, and my daughter wants to share something that happened, and then she'll say, she won't talk, and I look up and she says like, I'll wait for you to put down the phone. And I'm like, sorry, okay, I'll put down the phone. And then she says, now that I have your attention, okay, then she'll start talking. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Oh, right. I like that. I like it
Yeah, me
already.
too. Me too.
Till
Very sad.
today they do that. Till today they do that. My younger daughter, she's quite hot tempered. So if she's saying something, you don't listen, and then I said, "Sorry, what were you saying?" And she said, "No, no, fine, it's okay. Since it's not important for you, let's talk about something else." Right?
Mm.
So I have this two demanding people. So that is a challenge, I think. And on top of this, I got two gorgeous dogs. They also demanding. It's you feel bad. You're not spending some time with them, with the kids, right? So that's quite challenging.
Right. Since we're at this topic, I've got this one question for you, Sumati. So, do you think women of these days have it harder than women from yesteryears? Because now women have careers, then we are expected to look after the household, and then also to look certain way. What's your opinion on this? Do you think we have it harder now than women of previous years?
I think to a large extent, yes, because those days, okay, like my mom, she's a housewife till now. She's never worked
Mm,
outside. So the expectation is for her to just take care of the family, take care of the home. But now I think even the men, they would prefer someone, a lady who's working, because you need that income living, especially living in the city. So
mm,
the thing is, for a woman, um, she's working 24/7, and she goes. Some of my participants, I have chats with my participants here. Some of them, they even have to wake up at 4:30, 5. They have to cook breakfast, they have to cook lunch for the children, they have to get everything ready, they have to come to work, and right after work, like some of them leave the office at 7:30, 8. By the time they reach home, they have to do the cleaning, the washing, the laundry and stuff like that, right? So, and I'm like thinking, like, when do you rest? When do you have time for yourself? When do
mm,
you pamper yourself? Like for some ladies, I mean, this is really a luxury, right? They
mm,
don't have time to do manicure or go to the salon, go to the spa. This is really a luxury, right? Um,
mm,
for me, I think I've been very fortunate because I have a very strong support system. When my kids were small and they were growing up, I had my mother-in-law and my extended family living nearby. So, and I always had a helper. So we had this kind of help from them. And so for me, it was just like come back and I just spend time with the kids. I don't have to worry about cooking, cleaning, washing, yada yada, right?
mm.
Um, but so in that sense, I'm very fortunate and I'm very lucky. Even now, I have a helper. So yeah, people talk about working during MCO. Yeah, it's a bit crazy. Like I have my coffee, then I come up, then I'll be doing my work, and then I go down. I tell the helper what to cut, what to do. Then I come up. Then about 12 o'clock, 11:30, I have to go down. I have to cook, right? But it's.
Mm.
I think that's still okay. And my daughters are grown; they are 18 and 19. I don't have them running around me, like begging for attention. They are
Yeah.
all grown up, they are all in their rooms, doing their own stuff, right? So I don't have to worry about that. So I think to a large extent, I'm lucky in that sense. But I think, like what you are saying, it's very demanding nowadays. Women are expected to work at home, in the office, come back, contribute money. Oh, it's just too tiring.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So, dear audience, thank you so much for you've been. This is our fourth episode, so we have an awesome guest here. Please feel free to ask us any question. I'm sure that Sumati would love to answer your questions. Right.
Mhm.
So, um, Sumati, what do you think that would be your tip being a mom, being in the training business, and especially now, with COVID-19 going on and the CMCO, that's where we are at now, right? Um, you know, so if we were to talk challenges, there are just so many different type of challenges that's going on at the same time right now. So what would be your tip to women or men out there?
I think first and foremost, take it one day at a time. Take it one day at a time, right? Let's not talk about, yeah, we are worried about the future. Like I'm worried about my training. But luckily, thankfully, I have clients who are open to the idea of virtual learning, online learning. So I'm able to do something. But I think we don't worry so much about, what's going to happen, or do we have money and all that. Um, just take it one day at a time and be optimistic. Just hope and pray that things are going to turn out well. I think that's all we can do now. Yeah.
Very good advice. Mm,
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
What about you, Zu? Anything that you would like to correct from Sumati before we say bye bye to her?
The word Korea, I like it. Yes. Sumati, how come you're so zen? You
Really?
are you're so calm. Like seriously. So what's the secret? Tell us.
Age.
Ingredients of the tip. Is that it? Okay.
No, no.
Have you
Maybe as I said, I'm a little bit on the introvert side. I'm a little bit on the shy side. So yeah,
okay.
so that's
Yeah,
all.
that yeah, that very zen energy. Love it.
Thank you.
Very grounded,
Very
like,
good. Yeah.
yeah.
I
Mm-mm.
think something that I always emphasize is this. We we always must try to be ourselves, right? We should not try to be someone we are not. So, like for example, you don't have to put on an accent. You don't have to pretend you are like so happening that this and all that. I think you just have to be yourself in whatever you do. So in that sense, I know who I am. Like I'm a bit on the quieter side. I can't be anything else, right? So this is me,
Mm.
and yeah. So this is how I am normally. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it was lovely having you, lovely getting tips from you, lovely getting free coaches, presentations from you, right?
Pleasure.
Right?
Right. Yeah, it's been lovely, Sumati. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you
Pleasure.
so much. And you know what? We actually told the other girls, that we are having so much fun doing this. And right after the MCO and when times are good again, we can all meet up and
Yeah.
have coffee and,
Yay.
meet
Yes.
one in person, right?
Yes.
Like
That
that
would
in
be
flash.
fantastic.
That'll be great. That'll be
Yeah.
great.
Can't wait.
That'll be
Okay.
great.
Hmm.
So thanks again. Thanks again so much, Sumati. So would you like to say any last things, any last words to the audience before you say bye bye?
I would just like to say I mean, since this is a program especially for Happy Mother's Day to both of you. Like whether it's Mother's Day or not a Mother's Day, I think all mothers out there, they are truly superheroes without a cape. Right? We are multi-talented. We can do so many things. So hats off to all the ladies out there. Keep going, but just keep calm and carry on. Yeah. So just don't stress yourself, because I know a lot of people are going through depression, especially during this MCO and all that. But find an avenue to release your negative feelings, negative emotions. Talk to people. Yeah, because the last thing we want to have is to have stress, depression, and all. Take care of yourselves. Only when you take care of yourselves, you are able to take care of others. You are able to take care of your children, your family, your husband, and so on. So take care of yourselves wherever you are. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
If any of our audience would like to reach you, because just now you demo, your presentation skill punya coaching just now, right? So how can they get hold of you, Sumati?
I'm on LinkedIn. I write every day on LinkedIn, at least 2 posts every day. So they can always contact me. It's Sumati Krishnan. They can always get in touch with me on LinkedIn.
Sumati, your
Krish-
Krishnan is spelled Krishnan, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. So, all right. So, thank you so much, Sumati.
Thank you so much.
And
And
thank
we
you
will
so much.
Yes. See you soon. In the
see you
flash.
soon. Yeah.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Yeah. Our fourth guest.
Yes, and I felt like I'm a little monkey next to her, right?
Isn't it? Me
She's so
too.
calm, she's so zen, so professional, and this little
Yes.
monkey with the hat on.
So that's how I've got to like calm myself down as well, like one notch down. No, she's great. She's great, and love the
Yeah.
tip.
Sorry?
Love the
Sorry,
tip.
you love the tip? Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
Right. Yeah. So much to learn. Yeah.
Yeah. So betul juga dia cakap, right? So if especially me lah, I'll keep on talking, like that, right? Then I have to see juga who is in front of me before,
Correct.
right? Then I
Correct.
will look
Correct. Yeah.
silly cloud nine in front of those
Yeah.
people.
Right. Right. I can be like that too sometimes, and then you keep yourself in check. You're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't, because I don't think people are humored with my kind of humor sometimes. So, yeah.
Yeah. So Zoo, talk to
Hmm.
us a little bit about marketing in Asia.
Marketing in Asia. What shall I talk about today? Well, okay, I'm going to tell you one really cool thing about marketing in Asia. So, marketing in Asia started off with like a primarily marketing magazine, but recently we thought that we have created so much splash, so-called, yeah. So we thought, okay, we want to open one section called Cool Stuff, where we accept articles, any sorts of contributions from readers out there, from writers out there, to put in this section in Cool Stuff. So you can write to us. If anybody who's keen to write to us, you can send us articles on, I don't know, anything about charity drives, anything about travel, just write to me. Can send an email to me, or reach me on LinkedIn, and then throw me your idea. And then if it works, it works. Then we can put the article out there.
Wow, I
Mm,
have a person
mm,
who's been writing for me.
mm,
He writes really well, and his favorite piece would
mm.
always be about his travels, right? I'll
Wonderful.
connect you. I'll connect the
Please,
two of you together,
please do that. Please do that.
right?
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I shared last night, right?
Mm,
So I am quite amazed that what marketing in Asia have is, I think that this is a cool USP because you have articles in Tagalog, Bahasa Indonesia,
Bahasa Indonesia and also Bahasa Malaysia
Bahasa Malaysia, Tagalog, and
and
uh,
English.
and English. Yeah,
And English. Yeah.
right, and that is so cool.
It is. It is. We are hoping to get more languages in the magazine, so it's in the pipeline. Who knows? Maybe you have Chinese, Mandarin. That'll be great, isn't it?
Ya, kan? Bahasa
Mhm.
Sabah, bahasa Sabah, then I can
Bahasa
just
Sabah tu macam mana ya? Macam gitu, macam popek macam tu.
dia perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So again, right? So for myself, you know what? I would like to share this today. So
Mm.
I think I shared previously, right, that we have been masih lagi, right?
Mhm.
That I'm running community programs together with Selapat's Care.
Mm.
And just recently, I think because it's been over 2 months. Has it been over 2 months that we've
Over two
no
months already? Yeah, yeah. Or is
two
it? No,
months?
no, no. Sorry,
Yeah,
close to 2 months. Is it 2 months
close,
already? Close to
yeah,
two
I think
months. I think
50
50
plus
over days
years,
now.
50 plus years, 50 plus days, right? So we started on the 18th of March.
Mm. Now it's May.
Oh, four
So
more
yeah,
days.
yeah. Nearly.
normal days, right?
Mm, mm.
So our Selepet Scare have been getting a lot of DMs from especially women,
Mm.
right? That they are facing challenges in terms of buying groceries.
Mm.
Uh, they are getting, they got beaten up at home.
Oh, wow.
Today I received a message saying that dia suruh the husband pergi keluar cari kerja and then dia kena pukul. Lepas kena pukul baru dapat RM30. That kind of
Oh my
story.
God, seriously.
Yeah, so just only today, so when you were talking about your what's happening in India story,
Mm.
right?
Yes,
So
that's right.
so I received a few messages as well,
Mm.
and Selepets have been, themselves among themselves also have been getting these kind of messages. So
Mm.
we are thinking to put together a fundraising just
Wow.
to help them to buy groceries.
Wow.
Um, just groceries and
Mm.
help them with their children's milk and just the essential.
Right.
So stay tuned if you would like to help. Then yeah, so I will be announcing it here. So if you
Mm.
would like to reach us, we are Selepets Care in all platform, right? So we on Facebook and also on Instagram. So we are now discussing how can we give back to
Mm.
contributors, sponsors, or anyone who would want to help us to
Mm.
give back to this woman. So
Wonderful.
in the beginning of the MCO, we sent
Mm.
everything to one PPR home, but I
Mm.
guess now many women are scattered different states, so if
Mm.
we were to work with one supplier only, then logistic wise lah kan, so
Yeah,
we are
correct.
also thinking of a way how that we can help them.
Right. Yeah, that's a wonderful initiative. Seriously.
Yeah, and yeah, so we just spoke about it just today, like after berbuka puasa just now.
Really? And it just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. So
Wow.
Dinas got some Dinas Mokhtar, right? Dinas Mokhtar got some messages, and then we got some messages from our social media, the Slap Scare social media, the Power to Empower social
Mm.
media, and
Mm.
yeah, so we spoke about it. And Aisha Sinclair is setting up Kita Fund as we speak. So Kita Fund will be waiving all the admin fees for any fund raised through Kita Fund for
Okay.
Selepet Scare.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. The
we'll
power of
be
women.
we'll be putting that up soon.
Mm.
And yeah, so another thing that again I would love to remind our audience, Ministry of Marketing Asia is giving a free giveaway. So let me just put that on the screen. Um, again, I will be including the links and the poster at the comment area, so it will
Mm.
be easier for you to click it, right? Click it.
Yeah.
Ministry of Marketing Asia. I better make sure that I'm right? Kalau tak, okay.
Uh-uh.
So that, and yeah, so I guess all you need to, so we are giving two free giveaways right now. So
Mm.
I'm giving away a 30 minutes social impact marketing coaching session to
Mm.
anyone who would like to start. So that's free. And also we are doing a free webinar on social impact marketing on the
Mm.
16th on Saturday.
Oh, this coming
And
Saturday. Mm.
this coming Saturday, 11
Mm.
a.m. And
Mm.
also, just like we announced yesterday, we have a chatbot giveaway. So we understand that amidst the um, challenging situation right now, I know that there are so many startups. Just even we are working with new startups right now,
Mhm.
so we know that it's kind of challenging to juggle with so many things at the same time. And
Mm.
we know that how a chatbot can help you a lot in your business, especially in the front line, right? So
Mm.
we are giving like a crazy discount just for you to start your business with.
Right. Say the amount again because I was shocked yesterday.
It's over 86%. So a normal start, how when you want to start with us, right? The basic price for you to start with us is 3,000 ringgit. And I think now it's only 397 ringgit.
There you go. Totally
Yeah,
slash.
yeah. So
Mm.
this is a way for us to give back, especially because it's Mother's Day,
Right.
and also to help businesses to stay afloat and to help startups so that they get some form of income.
That's right. That's wonderful, Nini.
Yeah, so this is the website to Chatbots Malaysia, and I
Mhm.
will also be putting up the link for the giveaways and the promo. Okay,
Right.
so other than that, tomorrow will be siapa?
Yes.
You need to
We will
check,
be
right?
having Suraya K. Raman,
We
the
will
lady
be,
in aviation.
sorry,
The lady in aviation.
the
She's
lady
in
in
aviation.
aviation, right? Wow, I so
Yes.
want to learn.
So,
I
yes,
so want
right?
to learn.
So
I have time
excited.
for this.
Kan. Yeah. So tomorrow we're having her.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we'll say our goodbyes now and
Mm.
see you tomorrow, Zoo.
See you
Please stay
tomorrow,
safe.
Nini.
I know
Yes,
that
you
we can
too.
go
Take
out,
care.
but yeah, stay safe.
Mask up. Wash up your hands, okay?
Right? Put on glove and sanitize your gloves
Oh
some
yeah.
more.
Okay, maybe I should do that as well.
All right. So good night,
Okay.
Zoo. Have a good
See you
rest.
tomorrow. You too. Take care.
Bye
Bye.
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 You're broken down and tired. Tired of living life. Of living life on the merry-go-round. You can't find a fighter. You can't find a fighter. But I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. So we gon' walk it out. Mountain. We gon' walk it out. We gon' walk it out. And